We have been researching why Poole High Street is in decline and what would make people shop there more often. Each of us researched a specific topic using various techniques as follows.
Methodology. We have used these methods to investigate the decline of Poole High Street. We used a questionnaire which gained 105 responses to get the opinion of locals, an environmental quality survey which gained 27 responses to get a view of locals' attitudes to how the environment is treated. We've also used a Wordle, we've mapped crime, we've looked at the demographic of the UK and Poole and government websites using ArcMap, Police UK, Digimap, Excel, newspaper articles and photos to show the changes in the high street over time.
The photos collected from Poole's shops highlight the differences from the 90s, where there were many more independent businesses such as florists and greengrocers, whereas in more recent years these shops have since closed. And now Poole High Street is around 80% supermarkets and fast food restaurants.
The population of Bournemouth has 43,000 more people in than Poole, yet Poole has a higher mean crime rate than Bournemouth, which has increased over time from 2017 to 2020. While on the other hand, Bournemouth's mean crime rate has decreased, meaning that Bournemouth is now a thriving area and Poole is now in decline. Poole's decline could be due to crime increase. Answers suggested a reduction in crime allows an area to thrive, but an increase in crime causes deprivation and the closure of shops. A similar situation is happening in Basildon, Essex, where crime and shoplifting continued so much that boutiques are now only open online or completely closed down. More police presence in Basildon was beneficial. This could be the same in Poole to combat the crime at the bus station. The environmental quality survey shows that there's a positive correlation between litter and graffiti. The t-test can accept that there is a correlation between them, of 0.47. Also showed on screen, the area was classified as unwelcoming and undesirable, with most scorings under 3. Poole's president has made a statement to say that Poole High Street suffers from lack of investment and antisocial behaviour from the bus station. The thing that attracts people to an area is variety of shops and cleanliness, as the Wordle shows. From these results, there was a high level of variance and the standard deviation was 7. Poole High Street has been offered £150,000 to make the area thrive again. This would be really great to see the antisocial behaviour decrease in Poole.
Hey, my name's Tom and I play lacrosse, as you can tell from what I'm wearing. My role in this investigation was to research to why Poole is struggling to bring people into its area and High Street, and then where it can be doing better in contrast to the places of major popularity. For my data, I'll be looking at articles and journals and newspaper reports about why areas successfully bring people into their area and their high street, and then contrast this to why Poole is struggling to bring people into its area and high street. With Poole being ranked top of the top 20 declining high streets in the UK, this improvement is much needed in the area. So overall, there is a clear contrast and reason to why shops and high streets are failing, especially in the area of Poole. These include the rise in demand of the online shopping market. This is making it much easier for people to get the items they want without leaving their homes, therefore decreasing the number of people visiting the high street. This is also an important major factor which is affecting the footfall of high streets. With more and more people not choosing to go to their high street and instead use online for the conveniences, it is leading to high streets to decline. But we can contrast this with areas with high popularity, such as London and Manchester and Birmingham, where they are succeeding massively. This is due to their massive history and overall pull factors to pull people not only within the UK, but also outside the UK to come and visit. As well as this, the shops they have to offer are also very exclusive to these areas, and the shops themselves bring people to these areas due to their exclusivity. We can also see from the graph provided that people still say that they would choose to shop at their local high street. But in the case of Poole, there's not many pull factors to come visit the high street due to the lack of high-end shops, their actual history of the place, it not being too influential on people coming in from outside of the UK to come and visit its area. So overall, we can say that Poole High Street is struggling to cope due to the rise in internet shopping and just the decline of overall footfall of people actually visiting their high streets due to this increase in internet activity. Thank you very much.
Ever since 2008, the UK has been hit hard with economical disadvantages that have greatly impacted retail. It is estimated that by 2022, online sellers will make 22.7% of all retail sales. Store numbers will decrease with around 31,000 shutting down, meaning almost 400,000 jobs will be lost. With online shopping offering free shipping, quick comparison of prices, and quick and secure payments, it is no wonder that online stores like ASOS are overtaking the high street brand. As you can see just from Poole High Street alone, medical professionals, gift shops, beauty and fashion are all the main stores. However, there is a factor affecting Poole High Street, which is the vacancy rate of stores, which is around 17%. This accounts for 10% of all the total floor space available. Its vacancy rate in the north of the town centre is about 14.9% and the lower High Street 13.9%. These are above the UK average, which is only 12.5%. From talking to the public, it appears most units have been vacant for around almost a year. This means that the area can seem quite run down, meaning that it can put people off because it seems tired and neglected. One key reason Poole seems to be in decline is due to Bournemouth town centre being about a 15-minute drive away, and there's easy transport links if people do not have a car. There is the square, the triangle, and amongst that, lots of many retail parks. Bournemouth's picturesque location contains a variety of shops from independent to large national brands that Poole doesn't seem to offer.
Hey, I'm Jake, and today I'll be looking at the success of London and how it differs from Poole's High Street. I've researched both London and Poole using government websites and statistics to focus on population and transport links, and if they would truly benefit each other. London is a global hub with nearly 9 million people living there, meanwhile Poole only has 150,000 people there. London has 6 different airports available, as well as the London Underground. Passenger journeys in 2017-18 totaled to 1.4 billion in the London Underground alone, showing a constant use in the service. This funds the area and allows the people from all over London to reach their work and shop for goods. Poole has a variety of services, mainly in buses that allow for people to travel. However, Poole has an ageing population. This suffers as people are unable to travel as we get weaker as we get older. To compensate for this, Poole has 3 ways of local transport, which is the community transport service, a door-to-door bus service of voluntary drivers, shop mobility, which is a service providing powered wheelchairs and other support, and finally Life Share, which is a car sharing service. These are great services that provide people with walking difficulties to move around and go to Poole High Street to shop. However, Poole being an ageing population restricts itself, as locals work less and provide less jobs. For instance, in London, younger people will be working to earn a wage that they can spend, as well as setting up a new profitable shops. This attracts more people and benefits the area. Poole must cater to its ageing population and cannot provide enough to the younger generation, which will provide the upgrade in the high street to help the area be more successful.
I've researched the demographic of Poole, how it compares to the general demographic of the UK, and how this may impact shopping habits and requirements. Using the 2011 census, I found that Poole has a higher mean age as well as a higher proportion of over 65s than the average in the UK. This age group has different requirements, and so this is important to consider when thinking about what people want in their high street. Another important factor is disability. 18.4% or 27,200 people in Poole said in the 2011 census that they were limited by a disability or health problem in day-to-day life. This is 0.5% over the national average. The Department for Transport released data in 2018 showing the numbers of blue badge holders in the UK. Of those automatically entitled to a blue badge in Poole, only 53% have been claimed. Despite these statistics, the number of disabled parking bays remains fairly low. A final part of my research that I deemed important is the average income of a household in Poole. While Poole has a higher than average employment rate, the median rate of pay and economically active population is below the national average. Finally, the average selling and rent price of properties in Poole are higher than the national. These factors can all contribute to less disposable income, which could be spent on the high street.
Overall, our research has provided us with multiple key factors as to why Poole High Street is declining in popularity and its appearance. The past few years have borne increasing popularity for online shopping, which is easy and convenient for an ageing population such as Poole. Add this to the poor transport links in the city centre and lack of historical relevance, which decreases tourists and holidaymakers, and also an increase in crime levels. All these factors add up to cause huge levels of deprivation and a lack of business, therefore causing the large decline in Poole High Street.